sciatic nerve. It is the longest nerve in the human body. Okay? Now you see, you are going to dissect the prosected specimen will be shown to you. The whole lower limb. Now you see this piriformis muscle, the proximal sciatic nerve imaging, this proximal end emerging from the sciatic notch, See, this is the muscular distal bifurcation of sciatic nerve. This is the distal bifurcation. Medial hamstrings tendon. Now you see, there can be a full question on sciatic nerve, or a question, I would rather say sciatic nerve 10 marks question. So you just, I'll be showing you these slides and explaining to you, so how you approach the 10 marks question. I told you previously that you have to be very focused to get 60%. Now, from L4-5-S1 and number 2, 3rd and 4th, it is the largest branch of the plexus. This is sciatic nerve. This is the tibial part in pink, and in yellow, the sciatic common ficular part. Now, it is the largest nerve of the body. See how the sacral plexus from in the posterior abdominal wall, you can see the sacral flanking nerves, nerve to inferior hypogastric plexus. This is a sympathetic chain. And this is ganglion impart. Now formation, ventral anterior MI of L4, 5, S1, S2, S3 and 4. The ventral rami of lumbar 4, 5 and S1, S2, S3 and 4. Now part of L4 and the whole of L5, lumbosacral trunk. The part of L4 and whole of L5, this is C. This is 4, this is 5. And this lumbosacral trunk plus sacral 1, 2, 3 and most of S4, these lower branches. Now on the site, on the posterior pelvic wall in front of the piriformis muscle, is the posterior, this is the sacrum, sacral part, this is the pelvis, this is the pelvis. Now course and distribution. Now, you see, it leaves the pelvis through greater sciatic notch. This is the greater sciatic notch, this is the piriformis muscle, just below the piriformis muscle. When the gluteal part is dissected out, you will see the piriformis muscle. The gluteal muscles are cut off and it is coming from the sciatic notch. And passes in the gluteal region between ischial tuberosity and greater trochanter, then to the posterior compartment of the thigh. See, this is the ischial tuberosity and the acetibular, the greater trochanter of the femur, then to the posterior compartment of the thigh, the posterior compartment of the termination in the middle of the back of the thigh. It divides into two terminal branches, tibial and common peroneal nerve. So this course and distribution It leaves the greater sciatic notch and passes in the posterior compartment of the thigh, and in termination in the middle of the back of the thigh, divides into two terminal branches, tibial and common peroneal or fibula. But more we are using the terminology tibial and common peroneal nerve. We use common peroneal nerve. But if the in MCQ it comes that your common peroneal nerve, then or fibular nerve. So it's a branch of which nerve? Then don't get panic, or you just say that it's a common peroneal nerve and you give a tick. Now branches of the sciatic nerve, this is the cutaneous branches to all leg and foot. To all leg and foot. It is the except area supplied by saphenous nerve branch of the femoral nerve. The cutaneous, the muscle supplying the skin, that is all the leg and the foot. It is the cutaneous branch of the sciatic nerve, and your area supplied, except the area supplied by saphenous nerve branch of the femoral nerve. Now, the muscular branch to hamstrings, flexors of the knee and extensors of the hip. The hamstrings, the flexors of the knee and extensors of the hip. Through tibial part, hamstring part of the adductor magnus, long head of biceps femoris, semitendinous, tendinosus and semimembranosus. The short head of biceps receives its branch from the lateral popliteal nerve, common peroneal nerve. All this can be a short note, and also if you are answering for honors or the gold medal, then the examiner will tell you, ask you in this pattern, what the hamstrings is supplied. What are the anterior compartment of the muscles supplied in the leg and the posterior compartment in the, of the leg. These, okay. Now, the short head of biceps receives its branch from lateral popliteal nerve, common peroneal. Now, tibial nerve, now descends through popliteal fossa to posterior compartment of leg, accompanying with posterior tibial vessels, passes deep to the flexor retinaculum through the tarsal tunnel and behind the medial malleolus to reach the sole of the foot, where it divides into two terminal branches, medial and lateral plantar nerves. Over here. Yeah. You see, and your dissection will be with the sole first. So you will be seeing it directly. Everything will be dissected. You have to just see at the structures, where it is coming and where it's going. Okay. Now, again I repeat, the tibial nerve course descends through popliteal fossa. This is the popliteal fossa, yeah. And posterior compartment of the leg accompanied with posterior tibial vessels. Passes deep to the flexor retinaculum through the tarsal tunnel and behind the medial malleolus. So it goes, you can see the medial malleolus. The flexor retinaculum is a band to hold. Yesterday I showed you the articulated foot. Naturally, it holds the small bones. I showed you some pictures there that it is drawn like this. You saw, you can recapitulate. And Now muscular branches. Now the muscular branches, muscles of the posterior compartment of leg, plantar flexors, ankle and flexors of the toes. The posterior compartment of the leg, plantar flexors of the ankle, flexors of the toes, intrinsic muscles of the sole. One, inverter of foot, tibialis posterior. Tibialis posterior is the inverter of the foot. You will be seeing the tibialis posterior, you go in the posterior compartment, an inverter like this, inverts. Now, common peroneal nerve. Now, see this part. The fibula in the lateral side and the tibia on the medial side. Now the neck, you have seen the fibula, जो violin का जो ये होता है ना, so it is like that. So fibula is a thin bone. Now you see this is a common fibular nerve or neck of fibula. So it is prone to any injury or fracture of your fibular neck. Then now course leaves the lateral angle of the popliteal fossa and turns around the lateral aspect of the neck of the fibula, dangerous position. Then divides into superficial peroneal, musculocutaneous, which supply the lateral compartment of the leg. Deep peroneal or anterior tibial, which supplies the anterior compartment of leg. Yeah. Deep branch, this is superficial branch. Yeah. If this is injured, then there will be the actions of the foot and the muscles that will be injured. So you have to manage accordingly and detect early. If you are suspicious that the nerve is, then you clinically first diagnose, and then you can go and do the conduction velocity of any nerve. Now muscular branches, see, this is the common fibular nerve. Yeah. Sural nerve, lateral sural nerve, sural communicating nerve, penetrates deep fascia and comes like this. In the lateral border of the foot. Now again see deep fibular nerve, superficial fibular nerves, perforating branches of fibular artery and posterior compartment vessels in and around the fibula. These are the vessels, and penetrate deep fascia, and these the nerves come. Now, the muscles of the anterior compartment of leg, dorsiflexors of the ankle, extensors of foot, toes, everters of foot. So, by this action, the muscles, the action of the muscles, if the dorsiflexors of the ankle, the dorsiflexion is absent, that means your muscular branch of the fibular nerve is affected. Extensors of the toes, no extensors of the toes, okay, and everters of the foot. Everters, this is inverters, everters. Now, if this is all affected, then you consider that if your fibular nerve is injured. Causes of sciatic nerve injury. Now, the anatomical disposition of the sciatic nerve is from the sciatic foramen and it comes below. So, what is this? The dislocation of the hip. If, two posterior dislocation of the hip and location of the sciatic nerve is here. Now, this is the tubercle of the crest. Over here, when you study the hip bone, the tubercle of the crest, you measure that, and then this anterior superior iliac spine. So you hold it like this when you are, and then you inject in the gluteal region. Okay. Now, anterior superior iliac spine and location of sciatic nerve is here. Yeah. So it is in a safe place. Okay. Now, badly placed intramuscular injection of the gluteal region. To avoid this, injection should be done into the gluteus maximus or medius into upper quadrant of the buttock. It is in the upper quadrant, not this level. Not this level. Not this level. It is in the upper quadrant. So, you have to, at a sister, if you are on the rounds, if the sister you ask, you give her injection, then she will give it. But if you feel that she cannot exactly the site of the injection, because many sciaticas and many these injuries are formed by badly handed people not knowing the anatomy, but they are charging 50 rupees per injection. And you always see, because some injections are very painful. So, if some painful injections enter IM. So, this is the most common, the deltoid. Now, actually, if deltoid you give a 3 ml injection or 1 ml injection, whatever it is, it is painful. You swallow it up and you pain, you cannot move. But just I write deep gluteal. I write in my prescription. I am bol ke chhodta hi nahi. Because which I feel the injection is, if it is 1 ml injection, then it just, you can give it in this thing. But if it is 2 ml, 3 ml, some people have put, like penicillin injection. Penicillin injection, sometimes people are injecting in the deltoid. It is very painful. Penicillin injection is very painful. So you write deep IM, deep intramuscular, gluteal. And sometimes most of the chemist shop are deep or superficial, they are not bothered. Injection de raha hai. So I write in Bengali, pachai deven. Pachu mein de do. ठीक है? It is, see, you have to convey your message. So it is not a slang. But हम लोग मजाक करते हैं, पाछू में देते हैं. ठीक है? Okay. Now, then the most nerve lesions are incomplete, and in 90% of injuries, the common peroneal nerve is the mostly affected. Why? The common peroneal nerve fibers superficial in the sciatic nerve. The common peroneal nerve is the superficial fiber that is injured. But injection should be done into the gluteus maximus or medius in the upper quadrant of the buttock. Most nerve lesions incomplete, and in 90% of the injuries, the common peroneal nerve in the mostly affected. Why? The common peroneal nerve lies superficial in the sciatic nerve. here. This head-on collision, see the condition of the hip and dislocation. Then this is affected. Sciatic nerve is affected. Now sciatic nerve injury. Now see a patient, this is a late condition. Means late means after the injury he went to the doctor late, or if at all the doctor who attended to it just gave some analgesic and this thing and left. But even if there is no foot drop, if you feel you put a splint, so aise nahi hoga. You have some cock-up splints, beautiful splints are there. Okay. Now this is important. See the gait, the walking. See, but because in the lower foot is affected and the leg is affected, wasting takes time. So you can do like this. Aise. So when the chamber, she is entering the chamber. Ekhon to chamber nahi, one parda, or it's one bench, one small table in a chemist shop, and doctors are practicing UK degree doctors, UK degree. It's not a degree, but it's certificate. 12 lakhs. Then they're saying that's a concession in online. Don't spend. You read MBBS. You slog it in your internship. If you get a chance of doing house staffship in some private hospital, paisa kuch kam dete hain, but you have the chance to work in a big hospital, you will get some brilliant doctors. You are all brilliant. We are all brilliant. It is the perseverance and the time taken to become an experienced person in anything, any field. So, sometimes you won't do harm. You will do less harm if you manage it in approach. Your approach is the main thing. So, for any, don't neglect, oh, tuta hai, orthopedics. But you are the first person who are attending to it. If you give a small, if you don't have anything, then you give these cartoons, You just fold it, cut it, and place it as a splint. And now, motor effect, marked wasting of the muscles below the knee, weak flexion of the knee, sartorius and gracilis are intact, weak extension of hip, gluteus maximus is intact, and all the muscles below the knee are paralyzed, and the weight of the foot causes it to assume the plantar flex position or foot drop. It becomes a foot drop like this. So that's a severe injury, or the thing was not managed properly, and accordingly stamping it. When that stamping it. That's why I see Bijan Rai or senior persons like this. If a person enters the room, he knows that he diagnoses foot drop. Even smell and see a patient in those days there was no LFT enzyme study, immediately lab. So if there's deep jaundice, if you just tell the patient, even today, in this day, you will also see, but you can go for a test. But previously, critical diagnosis in the shirt or undergarments, undergarments is your vest, ganji, that will be yellow colored. So they knew the clinical knowledge. দেখবে তুমি এটা এক্স-রে করালে, এমআরআই করালে, তারপরে এগুলো অনলাইনে রিপোর্টিং হচ্ছে, দ্যাটস ওকে। বাট in the below with a footnote, clinical correlation, तो बंदूक आपका शोल्डर में दे दिया, बस 7,000 8,000 का रिपोर्ट, तो एमडी रेडियो डायग्नोसिस, he puts the gun on your shoulder. So I have sent you, you're an expert. I'm an MBBS. I might be having knowledge. So you acquire knowledge. You do your clinics very well and see how the patient is being carried. If the person is holding, two persons are holding the patient like this, then you watch how the gait is. Or he's brought in like Hema Malini being carried by Dharmender in a dance sequence or your gala. And we cannot carry a 5 kg bag. So I'm saying that you have to know how it's like this. If any person is entering, then you ask and see that he is injured or not. The gait and this thing. Okay? Now, sensory loss. Sensation is lost below the knee except for a narrow area down the medial side of the lower part of the leg. This part. Except this is this part, blue. And along the medial border of the foot as far as the ball of the big toe, this is the ball of the big toe, which is supplied by the saphenous nerve. So the sensory loss means except this portion that is supplied by the femoral nerve or saphenous nerve. This portion, see this portion. So when you are, see your hammer, when you go to clinics, you have to buy a hammer and test for plantar reflex, your knee jerk, your elbow. Now you please, when you are doing your clinics, you carry that hammer, you practice. If you are doing duty in a medical ward, you must, or surgical ward. I had a professor, Professor Moitro, he was in those days, he was a diabetologist. So in the year 82, 83, and every patient he used to see, he used to just see the plantar reflex, he used to see your knee jerks, everything. Because in diabetology, diabetic neuropathy, it is the condition where it is related to the neuropathy of the lower limb nerves. So early detection, and then accordingly you have to, advise the patient, exercise and whatever it is, how much loss it is. So chappa zarur chahiye, but don't blow your head with these online degrees or certificates or something like that. You do a DNB from or from some hospital, some exams, and then you have to get a degree. But some people are encashing your weakness. I would say weakness. People like us, teachers, senior people, don't be in that trap. I'll be in, not in, I don't know, Shantidhar Medical College, but I won't leave this place until I want to work. But my address is there. You will tell or phone, you said, Apni bolechen, you said this. Please just ekbare minute dhore. Chutbe. You have seen some movies in your American films related to the hospitals. I just cannot remember the names of these movies. You see how the doctors, nurse and everything is pushing the trolley, the doctor is going. You should have this in your spirit. You should have it. I every day shout. Shout means blow up. With few boys and girls are there in my small hospital. The way I am going, I want them to move. Okay, now see, this is the portion you have to concentrate on. Effect of sciatic nerve injury. Now this is motor effect, paralysis of hamstrings, movement affected flexion of the knee and extension of the hip, all muscles of the leg and foot, all movements of the leg and foot. Motor effect, the paralysis of hamstrings, all muscles of the leg and foot, and sensory effect, loss of sensation of the area supplied by sciatic nerve below knee, except area supplied by the saphenous nerve. So you can correlate. It is by your this thing. And in a report in the United States of America, that most of the CT scan brain or MRI, there were more than 80% but normal. That could have been detected. You need not need a MRI or CT report. By clinically you can detect by cotton wool and needle, your hammer. So all neurological examination and your actions, like a person with a palsy like this. So if that is a paralysis of the face or something, then you ask, when you see the patient, the hypertension, and their relatives have brought the patient, then you test, you ask, the paralyzed side, you ask, close your eyes, ekdom chok bondo kore thako, tipe thako, and you try to move the eyelids. You see the facial muscles. You just ask, the masseter. So you have to diagnose these things. You are diagnosed by your anatomical knowledge. Now, sciatica. Pain from the sciatica radiates from the buttock down the legs and can travel as far as the feet and toes. Now, the root. Now, what we sometimes, for any condition in the back, leg, and the thigh, we just write sciatica. But see the condition, then you just see like lying down, you arch straight, then you lift up the lower limb, don't fold the knee joint, don't flex the knee joint, not fold, but flex the knee joint, lift up, and then she says, what you do, you flex the knee joint and then you take like this and you make it straight. She will, ouch. That means she's having a pain as it's coming from the sciatic notch, the muscles are involved and then there's a pain. So, now sciatica describes the condition in which patients have pain along the sensory distribution of the sciatic nerve. Okay. Now thus the pain is experienced in the posterior aspect of the thigh and the posterior lateral side of the leg and lateral part of the foot. Medial femoral. Now, see the compressed lumbar nerve. This is a herniated disc. See, yeah. Now, see, this is a big tumor. Prolapse of an intervertebral disc, which with pressure on one of the roots of the lower lumbar and sacral spine nerves. Presume pressure on the sacral plexus or sciatic nerve by an interpelvic tumor. So, inflammation of the sciatic nerve or its terminal branches. There can be simple your inflammation. Now, if you are examining a patient, lady patient, come, then she complains of, you ask her menstrual history, you ask her any related to, then you examine the abdomen and also the pelvis. If you are suspicious that there is a big swelling it might be a very large ovarian tumor or impacted small tumor but impacted in the pelvis. Or your ovarian tumor or large solid adnexal tumor in the pelvis. Then you examine by with the patient's female guardian, you do a pervaginal examination, or she might have come with a full bladder. She traveled all the way to the hospital or your clinic, but she could not evacuate in the road on her journey. So she might be a full bladder. Don't think of large tumors and this thing first. Okay, but that you tell her bathroom kokhon gechilen. So she will go, na say bhor belay. And ladies as such, they drink less water and they also try to avoid, because of the condition of the thing, so they evacuate the bladder at a place of their choice if they get it. So what I am trying to say is that you tell her, because you are in a clinic or hospital, you say, bathroom kore asu. She comes and you see the thing is gone down. It can be also, that means that was a big swelling, this thing, but you take any history, just say, you don't do every pain with a sciatica or clinically you diagnose sciatica, that you do a PV examination. But keep in mind, for intrapelvic tumors, And of course, these tumors in the leg and the thigh, and this thing is is visible. Now you can see common peroneal nerve injury. The common peroneal is an exposed position as it leaves the popliteal fossa, winds around the neck of the fibula to enter peroneus longus muscle. So dangerous position. The common peroneal nerve is commonly injured in fractures of the neck of the fibula, I told you, by pressure from cast and splints. Now, when you are putting see, you can do that, and MBBS can do it, and should do it to give a support, and then refer to orthopedics. But for the time being, the orthopedics doctor might not be available, or his appointment you cannot get. You cannot leave that patient untreated. So do the basic things in your clinic. And when you are putting a cast, then you have to be careful that it should be padded, and you just, the fibula neck, you see how, if it is this thing, radiology x-rays will be done, and accordingly you put a cast, just a cozy cast, I would say, with good padding, good cotton, this thing, support, and then you put a simple, you take according to the patient's height, weight, and muscular part, then you take 6 inches or 4 inches. Now, if a child is there, you take a 4 inches cast. You just put a slab and just put a bandage. You need not put a full cast. Okay. Now, but you have to be very, this thing. And one thing, the ill-fitting splints. The splints which are you order to you now, if you in Bolpur, you just write for a splint, order for a splint. Then they bring the splint you fix and then ask to walk. Now, manifestation of peroneal nerve injury. The following clinical features present: motor. The muscles of the anterior and lateral compartments of the leg are paralyzed. As a result, opposing muscles, the plantar flexors and the ankle at the ankle joint and the inverters of the subtalar joint cause the foot to be plantar flexed, foot drop, and inverted an attitude referred to as talipes. This is yesterday what I told you in the demonstration room. This is talipes, equina varus, like this. So I was telling you regarding the congenital deformity of the child delivered, but due to the ultrasound imaging and anomaly scan. In anomaly scan, 20 to 22 weeks, within 20 to 20 weeks, you will get an image of the foot. It is like this. Okay? And see, this side is this thing paralyzed on the right side. Now you can see the gait like this. Like this. Okay. Now in that condition, you have to give physiotherapy and corrective. Now the common peroneal nerve injury, sensation is lost between the first and second toes, and dorsal of the foot and toes, medial side of the big toe, this is medial side of the big toe. Now lateral side of the leg, this is the lateral side of the leg. Okay. Now see, tibial nerve injury, because of its deep and protected position, the tibial nerve injury is rarely injured. Complete division results in the following clinical features: motor, all the muscles in the back of the leg and sole of the foot are paralyzed. Now the opposing muscles, dorsiflex the foot at the ankle joint and invert the foot at the subtalar joint and attitude referred to talipes calcaneus valgus. This is the condition. Talipes calcaneus valgus. Beram and bhide gelo. Midline bhide gelo. Now this is like this. It is, you see, it's like the inverted. So this is the tibial nerve injury. Because of its deep and protected position, the tibial nerve rarely injured. Complete division results in the following clinical features. Motor, all the muscles in the body of the leg and the sole of the foot are paralyzed. The opposing muscles, dorsiflexors of the foot at the ankle joint and pivot the foot at the subtalar joint, and attitude referred to as talipes calcaneus valgus. Now, tibial injury, sensory loss, lateral side of the leg and foot, and trophic ulcers in the sole.